and you should not lean on your own understanding. Your understanding will take you to some limits because God has given us the ability to be creative, to work, but then He has also placed a limitation on us to be dependent on Him. So it is appropriate that when we gather, we acknowledge Him in all our ways. He also admonishes that if you are lazy, you shouldn't eat. So the hand that does not work must not eat. So when we are gathered in the name of work, God is present. He's not only present in the buildings called church. He's present where 2 or 3 are gathered in His name. So I believe God is here. Amen. And our endeavors will be very fruitful because we have engaged Him. Shall we pray? Gracious Father, we thank You that You have factored us into Your plans. And when You created us, You gave us the command to multiply. We should be fruitful and multiply. We are here on that command that our virtues would multiply. We would see increase. You will bless the works of our hands. Father, Your word says that, and Jesus grew in stature, in mind, and He had favor with God and with men. We pray that we would have favor with You and we would have favor with God, which is very important. As we network, let our networks be favored. Lead us to the right people, the right resources that would enlarge our tent, enlarge our coast. Give us a clarity of understanding of how we should go. Bless the technical team. Bless the organizers. Bless our ideas and increase our capacity. This we ask in Your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much. So, since God has been invited, I will give the safety brief. You all know the background I'm coming from, oil and gas. You have to give a safety brief, otherwise you are keeping people in danger. So the first thing I'd like to say is if you want to use the washroom is to my right, through right beside the staircase. You go straight down and then you take a right. Male, female washrooms, please use that. In case of an emergency, where's the staircase? The staircase is right there, right? Yes, please use the staircase, not the elevator. We are just 1 floor up, so it's not such a steep climb. So in case of an emergency, please use the staircase and go downstairs. This room is very safe and there's fire extinguishers everywhere, so your safety is paramount. Other than that, the hostesses and waitresses and waiters are available to you. Like I said, there is water, juice, and wine on the house. There's also food that will be coming in. Until then, have a fantastic time. Make sure you make friends and do business. That's why we keep do business. Make more money. Thank you. All right. So now, if you just walked in, hi, I'm Ellie. Nice to meet you. I am friends with Stephen. And if you know Stephen, then all the best to you. He's very troublesome. Today we are gathered here because we are having the lunch of the People Building Institute that was founded by Stephen and myself, based off of the fact that we wanted to maximize the opportunity that mentorship brings to every individual. And so we have developed an organization, and it's becoming more exciting day by day. If you've been following us, we started last year with very interesting conversations from experts across the country in different fields, from marketing to branding to customer service to IT tech and operations to business development and idea development. I see him in the house, Mr. Eko Mensa. And so now we've moved from online to physical, and that's where we are having the Farming for the Future conference that is happening in August. Let me not belabor the point. Let me go around the room and find out who is with us. I will start from my right, which is conventional. Okay. I know you just walked in, but hi.
Hi.
Please tell us about yourself, your name, the organization you're representing, and why you're here.
Okay, my name is Michelle. I'm representing Blue Carrot. I'm here to support Steve.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Laide. I'm a personal friend. I'm representing myself to find out what it's about and supporting my own way.
Hi, my name is Felicia. I came with the cruise. Felicia. Yeah, I came with the media.
Okay, let's go to the next table. I know you prayed, but still.
My name is Done Kosina. I'm an HR consultant. I have a firm called Firm Anchor. We are into recruitment and HR training. And I'm also a pastor of Done Kosina Ministries. I worship with ICGC, Holy Ghost. I live in Adenta, where Steve decided to come and also live. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Ruby, and hi, I'm representing myself. I just want to know what's going on and how it's going to affect my career. Yeah. Sales. Yes.
Hi, my name is Williams. A lot of you have been seeing my video on the screen. I'm the co-founder of EcoShop, an eco-friendly and lifestyle green shop here in Accra, and we've been very privileged to have some supports and guidance from PBI. So it's a pleasure being here, and looking forward to see what will happen in the future of PBI around Africa and the world. Thank you.
Thank you. So you see, PBI beneficiaries are here. All right. Exciting table.
Yeah, really exciting table. Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Stephen Debre. I'm a farmer. I do poultry and grain production. I also support farmers through my program. I work for the Ministry of Food and Agric under a program called Ghana Agric Sector Investment Program. We take care of smallholder farmers, making sure that they become efficient, competitive, and meet their sustainability issues. So thank you very much, and hope to see more of you.
Hi everyone. Yeah. I'm Mabel Kwashi. The company is Aquatic Foods. I deal in fish products. So specifically, I do fish sausages, fish crackers, nuggets, boneless Kobe powder, and Kobe chunk. I'm also the president of African Women in Agribusiness. The association is for women in agribusiness. So we seek to bring all women in agribusiness under one umbrella for networking, capacity building, anything that will make their business work. And we are trying to reach all over the nation so that every region will be represented. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Helen, CEO of Troy Company Limited. We deal in fertilizers. We import and distribute Avonia organic fertilizers. And so far we've impacted a lot of farmers in the Oti region, Beje, Beve, down to Aflau, Ho, and Denu. We are here because we believe there's so much untapped opportunity in farming for the youth. From becoming farmers, supporting farmers with services, and we believe with the steps PBI is taking, we will have more youth being inspired to take on this agriculture journey. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eko Mensah. I'm a business consultant and a certified productivity coach. My passion really and what takes most of my time is helping businesses to succeed, to grow sustainably, and then raising women millionaires. The vision is to raise 100,000 women millionaires in the next 10 years, so we have a lot of work to do. So basically that's what I do, and I'm happy to be here. See you all.
Okay. See, I told you, interesting table. Agric, government, women millionaires, special fertilizer. Okay, I'm here. So from my right, okay. Media or media, I'm coming.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Inshra Sam. I'm an independent consultant. My focus areas are education and project management. Yeah, glad to be here. Kweku invited me.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kweku. I'm, should I say, an investment banker, asset manager with Glyco Capital. I'm here to support Ellie and to support the launch of PBI and also to observe and see what everyone else is doing. And basically contribute to see the best of what I can provide in support to make the project a success.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Intim. I'm a manufacturer by trade, specifically in the paper and tissue converting space. I was invited by Kweku, and PBI for me is I'm here to learn. I'm here to see the talent and quality at play, and see how we can all collaborate, like he said. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rafi Ahmed. I'm coming from Ghana Export Promotion Authority. I'm here to interact and learn. Thank you.
Okay, did I get everyone in the room? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What's my time? So like I said, we're running concurrently with Lesotho, so I have to keep checking to make sure that we are both moving at the same pace, because at 3:45, we will go live with Lesotho, where the team and the event that is happening there will join us here. So we have the discussion on what we want a PBI to focus on and highlight on, and then also what we want to achieve at the Farming for the Future conference. It's one of the things that we were very passionate about when we started PBI, is that we were going to conferences, but it seems like we, the people that attended the conference, did not maximize the benefits of the conference because we're not prepared for maximizing those benefits. And so we want to make sure that for partners and sponsors that would help us to organize that event, we'll be able to have a strategy session. So you can tell us what exactly you want the conference to achieve at the end of the day. At the end of the day with the participants. How should their lives change? How will their mindset change? And what benefits should the conference bring to them? Okay, so in line with our program, we're going to kick off with, we've done introductions. The next one that we're going to do is to do the introduction of PBI. And I would like to do that by inviting my co-founder, Stephen, to give us a quick speech. All right.
Welcome, everybody. When you're an old man, that's what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, I'd like to welcome you all to the launch of PBI, which is the People Building Institute, and the workshop of our premier seminar dubbed Farming for the Future. We, as in myself and Elinam, being long-term friends, were honored to have attended the MasterCard Foundation's Youth Economic Forum and found that even though the forum provided a powerful platform for us to create synergies, we, the youth, were unprepared to take advantage of the opportunity. On further discussions with our mentors and each other, we realized there was a need to be an ecosystem that reforms the mindset of the youth towards being bold and meticulous to enable us properly take advantage of the many opportunities we have in Africa. It is on the back of this that we started a PBI platform on Instagram to be able to mentor as many people as we could using technologies that we, the youth, are already harnessing for business and social activities. We have evolved, and now the People Building Institute is a non-governmental agency with a goal to create a nurturing environment to influence, develop, optimize, and maximize African entrepreneurs and businesses. We have run a series of talk shows, both online and in person, to expose Africans to various opportunities for job creation and career advancement. After several months of mentorship from experts in all forms of businesses, including but not limited to Ed Cyprian, who is a multi-entrepreneur in IT and operations. Ekol Mensah, youth and women business empowerment activist. Kujwa Koto Boatin, agri-business specialist. Josephine Lai Asari, senior fisheries manager. Foster Aguri, head of innovations, Old Mutual. Bernard Kafui Sope, the brand meister. Barbara Mante, customer experience strategist, and Lovetta Ajiman Kesewa, senior corporate governance consultant. Kofi Abuaje, senior fisheries consultant, senior finance consultant. We decided to move forward to a physical conference targeting the agricultural sector. Today, we humbly thank you for honoring our invitation to join us launch the organization, both here in Ghana and Lesotho. The vision and the maiden event, the Farming for the Future Seminar 2023. The Farming for the Future Seminar will feature insightful keynote speeches, engaging panel discussions, interactive workshops focused on topics such as precision farming, organic techniques, agroecology, sustainable agricultural technologies. It will provide a platform for networking and knowledge sharing among industry leaders and experts. We are hoping that this workshop and launch gives you, our partners and potential partners, the opportunity to participate in setting the pace for the impact that PBI should have on African youth across the entire continent and the globe. We also hope to derive key insights from you on what goals your organization wishes to achieve when it comes to supporting youth development on the continent. We believe that your extensive knowledge and experience will greatly contribute to the success of the event, in that we'll achieve the goals in line with the organization's aim and create lasting impact for all participants and attendees. Your presence at this launch will not only serve as a testament to your commitment to sustainable practices in youth empowerment and development, but will also inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Thank you for considering our invitation today, and just like Oliver Twist, we look forward to welcoming you at the Farming for the Future Seminar in Accra from 21st of August to 24th August 2023. We ask you to join us to boldly champion the future sustainable youth development and economic empowerment for the betterment of Africa. Thank you all for coming once again.
Thank you very, very much. I know there's media present here, so I would like to invite Stephen right back. Please come back. Thank you very much. All right. To introduce the media that is present here.
Okay, so we have TV3, we have 3FM, we have Metro TV, we have BNFT, we have City FM, City TV, we have YFM, we have Ghana Web, and we have Graphic. Thank you, media, for coming today. Oh, sorry, and Amaya Deborah. Thank you, media, for coming today to support us.
Okay, hello. I didn't hear the round of applause for Stephen. Oh. Okay, so that one is for Stephen, Abi. Minko. Okay, so that one is for me. All right. The media. The media didn't clap for themselves. And then finally, a big one for you yourselves. Thank you for coming. It's Saturday. I know how cherished Saturday is for every worker in Ghana. So thank you for taking time out to dress up, leave your house, and then drive all through this heat and traffic in Accra to come here. We would like to play a short video for the founders here in Ghana. You've met the two of us already, me, Stephen, and then also, me and Stephen. And then after that, we'll play the one for the Lesotho team to introduce you to who our Lesotho team is. Whilst that is happening, I will kindly ask that those on the fringes, these tables, could you kindly move to the round tables here, because the next phase of the conference is going to be the live session with Lesotho. So if you could just kindly move and join us in the round table. So Kweku, we are coming to you. You pick the right spot. Quick, pick the right spot.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. My name is Sifas Asare, and it is with great pleasure and excitement that I join you today, albeit virtually, as the board chair of People Building Initiative to mark a significant milestone in our journey, our company's of. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. My name is Sifas Asare, and it is with great pleasure and excitement that I join you today, albeit virtually, as the board chair of People Building Initiative to mark a significant milestone in our journey, our company's official launch. This important occasion signifies the culmination of hard work, dedication, and a shared vision to create something truly exceptional. I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to everyone who has contributed to bringing us to this point, to our talented team in Ghana, Lesotho, and our founders, Stephen and Elinam. Thank you for your unwavering commitment and tireless effort. Your expertise, passion, and resilience have been instrumental in shaping PBI and preparing us for this launch. I would also like to acknowledge the invaluable support of our investors, partners, and stakeholders. Your trust and belief in our mission have fueled our progress. We are grateful for the opportunities you have provided and are committed to delivering on our promises. Today, as we take this significant step forward, reflecting on the journey that has brought us here is important. PBI was born out of a shared ambition to make a difference. We recognized a need to create a platform to harness, direct, and refine the abundant entrepreneurial energy needed to sustain economic progress in Africa, and in the process, revolutionize the entrepreneurial thinking. We have assembled a team of brilliant minds who have worked tirelessly to develop innovative solutions, pushing boundaries and challenging the status quo. Our products embody our commitment to excellence, cutting-edge technology, and customer-centric approach. We are confident that they will not only make or meet the demand of today, but also shape the future of people's development. However, it is important to note that our success is not solely defined by our services. Our success lies in the collective spirit that binds us together, the culture we have fostered, the value we hold there, and the impact we aspire to make. At PBI, we believe in integrity, transparency, and a deep sense of responsibility. We are committed to conducting our business ethically, valuing diversity and inclusion, and positively impacting society and the environment. As we launch today, we stand at the threshold of endless possibilities. We have a clear vision for the future, and we are determined to realize it. We will continue to innovate, challenge, and adapt in a rapidly evolving world. We will forge partnerships, seek new opportunities, remain true to our core, and be at the forefront of sustaining the African entrepreneurial spirit. We cannot achieve greatness alone. Collaboration is critical to our success. We invite all of you, our esteemed guests, to join us on this journey. Let us work together to build a brighter future, one that is built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared aspiration. Together we can achieve extraordinary things. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone for being here today and for your unwavering support. It means a lot to us. This launch marks the beginning of an exciting chapter in PBI's history, one that holds immense promise and potential. Thank you once again for joining us on this momentous occasion. Together, let us embark on this incredible adventure, confident in our abilities and committed to making a lasting impact. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Okay, so I just checked with the team in Lesotho, and they also just finished playing this wonderful video that we have. So everything is working. It's in sync. As you can see, PBI, we're trying to do the extraordinary, keeping political correctness. I was about to say something, but keeping all of us on time. Let me not mention any names. Okay, so please remember there is wine, there is water, and there is juice. And then now we are bringing the food. Now that you're sitting down, we are bringing you food. We are not only going to make you drink today, you drink and eat also. Because this is how you treat people whose money you want to collect, and then you make them excited. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just check again. Okay, Bismarck Tech team. Live is in ETA. Yes, I say ETA. Expected start time. EST what? 5-10 minutes? 10 minutes, okay. That's right on time. Please, does anyone have a question on what you've heard so far? Like I said, we'll be going live and we'll have the conversations, but does anyone have a question or a contribution on what you've heard and seen so far that you would like to talk on? Echo, you have a question. I can see it in your eyes. Okay, all right. You have a question or a contribution. All right, okay, thank you.
All right. I mean, I'm just wondering why here, because the innovative me thinks this is smart and different, but the inquisitive me is wondering why here. So maybe you can throw some light on that.
Good question. Where's the owner of Soch? Come and answer. So he asked why we are doing this event in this space. Because, number one, every time you want to have some of these serious events, everybody takes you to a conference room and you sit at a board table, or you have some high table here, and then you have people talking to you. No. It's PBI. Everybody in the PBI platform is about networking. It's about creating synergy. And also it's about taking it's not the formality, but it's about taking the rigidness out of doing business so that people can relax, share themselves. And it's in the sharing that you hear what you can do with each other. Fortunately for me, I had the chance to go and do my MBA in China. And one of the things that I learned over there was never talk business in the business room. Never. And I experienced it firsthand when we wanted to buy some trailers from China. I went there. It was a 3-day trip for us to discuss the specifics of the business. We spent 3 days. They took me to the museum. They took me to the Chinese days. They took me here. They took me there. In the evening, they'll take me to their director's house for dinner. We will do everything except talk about the contract. Then on the 3rd day, my flight was at 12 their time. They picked me up from the hotel at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., they said, okay, so have you had a chance to go through the contract? I said, yes. They said, all right. So, this is here and this is here. In the car, on the way to the airport, is when we had the conversation. And guess what? By that time, I had already gotten to know them. And so, apart from the museums and things they took me through, they also took me to their office. right? I met their team, I saw their factory. They showed me everything except talk about the contract. So that by the time they raised the contract, I had already made up my own mind. And to be honest, it was the shortest contract discussion I've ever had. Not because I didn't read it, I read it. If you know me, you know very well I read that contract through and through. But it was short because they didn't have to prove themselves to me. I had already seen what they can do, right? So today we are here because we want to show you the reach of PBI. We're here out of a partnership that we have with the owners of Soho. And that partnership was born because we were able to connect, right? And that is what PBI is about, connecting people, and so that you can be able to do things like this. The ordinary young person in Ghana wanting to have an event might not even think about coming here because, hey, it's expensive. But imagine if you were in a group of where the owner, Yao, of this place was in the group, and you know he was a cool person and you could talk to him, and he said, oh, sure, why not, right? So thanks for the question. You gave me a chance to talk about the wonderful things that PBI can give you, which is a network to have connections like this. Okay, let me see. Yes, thank you. I'm going to give more wine to this table because they are the ones who are clapping for me. All right. They started telling me the panel is getting ready. Okay, so in Lesotho, they have a panel. Here we have a group. We are keeping it formal, we're keeping it informal, we're keeping it vibes, and everybody's gonna get the chance to ask a question and give their contribution. Just let me know, I'll bring you the mic, and then you pitch in. We have 4 minutes to go live. Do we have another question or contribution? Some people just walked in, so let's do introductions. If you are new, we did introductions, so don't be shy. Tell us your name, who you're representing, and why you're here. Or what business, or if you're representing yourself, to just say yourself.
Thank you. My name is Nana Cole Estuman. I'm representing myself. I'm currently a public servant, but I was one of the founding partners for one of the fast-moving consuming goods company in Ghana. Pinkberry Ghana. So, yeah, thank you.
Hello. My name is Michelle Isuman. I'm a lawyer. I work at BMP Associates. Thank you.
Thank you. What law, please? Is it corporate? Is it litigation?
Corporate commercial. Yes.
I want to know so that our PBI people can know who to call, because when you're starting a business, you need corporate. You need to set up properly. And if you've been following us, you've watched our session with Lovetta Ajuman where we talked about corporate governance and the risk of not having proper corporate governance and what it can do to your business when there's trouble. Okay, there was also a new face here. Let me just walk gingerly to the new face, calmly.
Hi, my name is Gideon Kodo. I'm representing myself, but I work for Promacedo Ghana Limited, it's an FMCG firm. So, yeah.
Media, which media? Okay, he said he's media, BNFT, so. Cowbell. Please, they have mentioned your name. They have mentioned your name. Gideon, you're by yourself here. I don't like, this one is media, so his friends are around.
All right, thank you. My name is Ernest Bako. I'm a business journalist with the Business and Financial Times. Thank you.
Thank you. They have brought me 2 mics. Now we are finished. When I had one, I was troublesome. So now that I have 2. And Gideon is also a master of ceremony. Or I should stop there. I should leave it alone. I shouldn't continue. Okay. But, okay. I'm a little troublesome. Just small one. Bismarck. EST. I got it right this time. 2 minutes? Wow, okay. I still have 2 minutes. Oh my God, what am I going to do for 2 minutes? We should play videos. Bismarck play videos. Okay, thank you, Echo. Let me go and sit down and think about the next way to worry people.
Hello, welcome to PBI. As usual in PBI, we have a bubbling conversation going, and this time it's about farming for the future in Africa. But we can't have this conversation alone, so we're inviting experts and industry players from across Africa to have this conversation with us in August from the 21st to the 24th at the Alisa Hotel. Make sure you are part of this conversation. If you're a service provider in farming, if you're a farmer, if you're somebody that's interested in farming, if you think there's a change you can make in the way Africa farms and the way Africa contributes to the agricultural industry in the world, make sure you are at this conference. Go to the PBI Global website, log in, register for this amazing conference, and make sure you are there so that we can catch up. Do not miss out. We have amazing mentors, amazing organization, and amazing people coming in. The networking, the synergies, and the advantages you will get from this conference are not to be missed. So I repeat, from the 21st to the 24th of August at the Alisa Hotel in Accra, Ghana, you should be there. Go to PBI Global and register. See you there. Do you know what? Showing up at the PBI conference, the Farming for the Future conference, happening at Alisa Hotel, one of the benefits is that you get to walk away with synergies that matter to the place that you currently are in your agricultural industry journey. We're not having a conference where you come, we leave you to network, and you don't know who to talk to because you don't know who is there. But with this particular conference, did you know that whilst you're signing up, you can tell us what you need and who you need to talk to? And we can select and create meetings for you so that when you leave the conference, you have tangible contacts to go with. PBI, we don't do things ordinarily. We were born out of a need for excellence. And so when you come to the PBI conference, you will know that by the time you leave there, not only your mindset has changed, but your business has changed because you have received the right contacts, had the right conversations, being guided to have the right interactions, and you have the right results. So don't miss it. Alisa Hotel, 21st to 24th August. Go to the PBI platform and register. Bye. I said, no, technology. You should have seen me. I was even clapping there. They made clap. Okay, I went to UCC. That's why. Don't worry. That's good. We pray. So, live today from Lesotho, I see Dimple. I see Sanate. Are we ready to go? I have some faces I don't know, but hi, I'm Ellie, all the way from Ghana. And we've been waiting to connect with you. Here we have the whole team, and then also our invited guests from government, guests from business, guests from agencies, guests who are supporting women, guests who are supporting young people in agriculture, and then also very, very interesting
mentors and mentees all around here. Dimfo, thanks for the overview. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So the Ghana team would love to hear some of the people that are over there in Lesotho. So if you could give us a quick overview of who is in the room so we can know who we are speaking to. Over to you, Lesotho.
Okay, thank you very much, Elima, and hi to everyone who is present. This is such an exciting day to meet everyone, and Lesotho is quite excited for everything that we are doing today. So today we have with us the Ministry of Youth. We have Limco Queen through the Office of LIP, Limco Queen Accelerated Entrepreneurial Accelerated Program. We also have young professionals from all over, people who are in different fields. We also have part of the media. And today is such an exciting day. We want to hear what is there to talk about. We are ready to engage, and we do realize that Lesotho, just like every other African country, the problems are the same. We have the common enemy, unemployment. We have the common enemy, which is the need for more training, get to be mentored and become the best of the best. So thank you very much, Elima. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dimfo. I like my people. The claps are coming. I love it. I love it. So the Ghana team, like I mentioned, is made up of government agencies, private businesses, mentors, and then individuals representing themselves. We have corporate here. We have legal people here. We have marketing. We have sales people here. And just to highlight again for those who came late, today we are having the conversation on number one, the benefit of having a platform like the PBI, which is about bringing together mentors, opportunities, students, business people, young people, people with passion, people with ideas that they need to develop, all in an effort to do four main things. You will see it on our banner here, is to inspire, that is to inspire people with ideas, to develop those who already have the ideas, and then to optimize businesses that are currently working but might have some things that are missing. And then finally, for businesses that have everything that is working, to maximize using our network. The same way we were able to get this event in Soho is the same way that's how powerful our network is, that we can get you a lot of support for you. So this is PBI, and that is the aim in Ghana. We'll start off the conversation with one simple question. If you've ever had the opportunity to mentor somebody, what were your challenges with mentoring the person? If you've ever had an opportunity to mentor somebody, what were your challenges with mentoring the person? So Dimfo, please, if you could help me. Anyone who wants to answer from Lesotho, I will be glad to take an answer from there, but then also from Ghana, if I could get a volunteer to give me an answer to the question. If you've ever had to mentor anyone, what were your challenges with mentoring the person? Echo.
Hello. All right. I mean, as part of what we do, mentorship is at the
Can I
core.
go ahead, please?
And even last year, we ran the Ambitious Student Mentorship Program. We had 230 students from 16 campuses joining the program. It was supposed to run for 13 weeks. And by the time we got to 6 weeks, we had almost like 40 people. By the time we got to the 10th week, we had just about 26 people. And out of 230 people, it was actually just 21 people that completed the mentorship program. This year, I started the 41 Big Dreamers program, which was also supposed to be a mentorship program for people that have big dreams, but but want to transition from ideas into, actually starting it. From 4 to 1, we actually had 58 people registered. 38 people started the program, and we ended with just about 12. So the challenge with mentorship is that it looks as if because we've walked the path and you want to help people walk the path, it's either you're pushing them too hard, they don't see the need for all the, why are you stressing yourself? So if there's no synergy between those who want to be mentored and the mentors, because most mentors don't have time, because they've gotten to a point in their life where they want to build consistency, sustainable things, and then they want to leave a legacy. So then if you match them with mentees that don't have the time or feel they don't have the time, it becomes a complete waste of time for the mentors, and then we cannot give value for the time and the resources that we've spent. So whatever the case is, I think that one of the things that PBI has to look for is actually people that need this. Because honestly, from the experience of mentors, they always want to help. People generally want to help. People generally want to give back. But then sometimes it looks as if we are pushing them too hard. Because most of the excuses they have, especially the young ones, are really not tangible. But for them, it's very valid. They can't come to your office because it's too early, and that's 10 a.m. When you were in the office at 6:30, the sun is too hot. They can't sit in public transport. Very, excuses that upset you as a mentor. And mostly because we are looking at PBI and the respect we have for Steve and Ellen, and we want to continue this to the end. But so the challenge really is, are they ready for the mentorship that we are giving? And will they follow through till we see the fruit of our labor? And that's one of the things that we really need to crack. Otherwise, we'll just be wasting time.
Any comments from Lesotho? The question is, have you ever had the opportunity to mentor someone? And if yes, what were the challenges that you faced?
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Just to confirm I'm audible. My name is Zanele Lebalo. Um, One thing that is very challenging with mentoring is that people have different personalities, and you need to understand this individual's personality, the kind of goals they have, and it is a very difficult thing because some of these people don't really even know what they want. When you try lead them to a certain path, they're like, no, I'm not interested in that. And I think most of the things that have been mentioned earlier about people feeling like, it's too early for me to meet my mentor, or they are unavailable, failing to deliver certain things because you give them tasks, you'd ask them to make researches, all other things that can help them and make them grow. And most times they don't deliver. Most times they have excuses instead of just saying, okay, I think this is something I've never done, and please help me. How do I go about this? Even after you show them how they go about such things, sometimes they just decide, I know this is hard, I cannot do it. And then in a case of dealing with maybe somebody who has graduated and they are looking to be employed, but now there's no work, but now we're like, okay, what do we have? What do you know? What can we do? Because we need to work with what we have. And then they're on some, I cannot do, let's say we're talking about entrepreneurship as a whole. I'm not interested in entrepreneurship. Rather, I want to be somebody in one's business. They really don't feel like they need to start their own companies or even do things that can benefit them. So it is really, really, really challenging having to work with different people who have different goals. Some of them are just like, you know what, I've given up. So yeah, that is really challenging. Thank you.
Thank you, Zanele. Thank you very much for that. Any more comments on this question, either from Lesotho or from Ghana?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Right. My name is Doné, and I want to take it from a different angle. As much as I agree with what has been shared, there's one thing I have realized from the counseling perspective. It's not everybody who can mentor. The fact that you are successful does not necessarily make you a mentor. So most of our mentors want to mentor because of prestige or what comes with it. So we should identify how we connect these people. As my brother mentioned, the temperaments are different. So if you are dealing with the youth that wants things quickly, then it means your approach will need to change so that you don't give up quickly. If you take, for example, farming, you agree with me that this youth and farming, it doesn't go at all. So we should look at the mentors we are matching with a mentee so that there's no disconnect. Another important thing is that the young ones, they lack drive. They lack the drive. You just have to push them a little and you will see that there's no drive. They don't really want it. They are not desperate for it. Yeah, there's no, you don't see the desperation to succeed. They want everything microwaved. Oh, I want to be like you and drive the next, the latest car in a year. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So let us teach them the debt. If they are interested in the debt, then they'll be interested in the finished product. Don't wish. See, it's not everybody who also can be mentored. As much as it's not everybody who can be a mentor, it's not everybody who can be a mentee. So, in order not to waste time, quickly identify and cut off those who are not needed. Else, they'll drag you down. You'll be desperate, you'll be frustrated, and it will affect the next participant. So, as quickly as you can, sieve them out. And let's also learn to understand the temperament because there's good in everybody. Some of the temperament might make you just discard them. But let's learn about how to harness their temperament to connect them to the realities. But the truth is that it's not everybody who can be a mentor, and it's not everybody who can mentor somebody. And they must also understand that sometimes you can have a mentor from a very far distance. I'm a pastor. Most of the people I look up to, I've never met them before, but I read their books. Today, people don't like reading. You publish something, and they look at the headline and they forget the whole story. So we run with sensationalism. So our ideas are not well cooked up. So mentors, be rest assured, you can't mentor everybody. And the mentees, they don't have the drive. Not all of them have the hunger to succeed. If we have this understanding, I think the tension might just simmer down a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Done. I see there's an answer from Lesotho, so let's move to Lesotho.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. My name is Jingle Rabudinyani. The package of being a mentor, like the gentleman has just mentioned, it becomes difficult, especially when you work with people who wants to cut the corners. So the most difficult part comes whereby you'll have to remove yourself and re-energize yourself with a lot of empathy and a lot of understanding in terms of taking the baby steps and guiding and nurturing like a parent. And you would find that sometimes we really don't have much time as mentors to actually give a person more time or that kind of empathy because you are also running our business on the other side. So sometimes really being a mentor, it encompasses a lot of you having a lot of energy and a lot of understanding and a lot of empathy for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve out of this person. Like the speakers mentioned, most of them lack exposure. And if you come with things that they cannot even relate to, it says you need to take your time. You need to be very understanding for you to handhold them and expose them to these things that you foresee that they may change their life as they want. But like I'm saying, it becomes very difficult when you work with people who wants to start things from the end and then coming backwards. Most of the mentees here at home, they would ask whether there's money. And if you say, no, let's start with the ideas, let's ideate, let's test, they don't really understand because all they want is access to finance. If you don't provide finance, really, what are we doing? So I think really it becomes difficult, but like the others have mentioned, really a lot of patience and empathy can take us far. Thank you.
Thank you. I hear that there is another contribution from Lesotho, so let's take that.
Okay, good evening. Okay, for me personally, good evening, everyone. For should I work with you? And if they cannot answer such a question, then it means our road ahead is already answer. It shows that already has looked ahead in their future on the skills that they want gain, on the career that they probably want, or even if it's just somebody who is looking to get into tertiary. So if somebody cannot answer why I should work with them, then it means I'm going to impart skills in them that need. And I think people who want to be mentored, they neglect to actually acknowledge that they also have a responsibility. They also have a they have to collaborate towards the mentor and mentee relationship. That's why it tends to bring burnout to the mentor, that I'm busy with my schedule, I'm busy with my work, I'm busy studying. At the same time, I have to mentor someone. So if they neglect their responsibilities, then it means I'm going to be burnt out and I'm going to be fussing over so many things that I want to impart in them. Whereas if they answer me as to why they want to work with me and why they want me specifically, and if they do that, then my job becomes
Okay. There's one more person I'd love to hear from. Auntie, if you could tell us, you work with the Myriad of Women and you sponsor and support a myriad of women. What are some of the challenges? Because it's also mentorship that you're doing. So, what are some of the challenges with bringing them up to speed and basically mentoring them to make sure their businesses work?
Okay, thank you very much. Um, I must say that working with women it's a big challenge because we have a lot of issues on our hands, and sometimes we bring these problems into our businesses, and getting them to come out even for them to avail themselves to such programs sometimes is a big challenge for us. My experience with mentorship, for instance, some of them, like Eko said, halfway through, they abandon the whole thing, maybe for lack of time or interest, or maybe, I don't know, but they do not continue with it. And then punctuality. We put so many things on our schedule, so it makes it very difficult for us to follow our schedule and be on time. So every time we are running helter-skelter, trying to meet deadlines and all that, because we want to do everything before the day ends. And that one also becomes a bit of a challenge for us. But with my experience with handling women, I must say that there are two categories. There are some who are all for it. They are very energetic. They are very forceful in the industry. And others too, who I call them, for lack of a better word, maybe ghosts, because you don't even hear of them. Whatever programs that you are organizing for them, it's beneficial or not, you don't even get any feedback. It's like there's a big screen or a big wall between you and them. They don't even want to come out to talk about it. But behind the scenes, sometimes you hear stuff that this is what is going on. These are the comments that they are making. But for them to come out and even engage on a platform, for instance, sometimes you don't find it. And there's other places too that they will talk. Sometimes if you are not careful, you will take yourself even off the platform. So maybe I could say that 50-50. Some of them very energetic, others who are very, 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 very quiet, which that is the group that disturbs me, because you don't know what is on their mind. You don't know what they are doing, whether they are on the right path or thinking their thinking is the same. And that is the group that worries me a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All my answers have come from this table. So, by virtue of veto, I am moving to this table. This is the problem with giving me a microphone. Those who are moving, I don't understand. Those who are changing position. Well, okay, I'll sit down then. Have you ever had the chance to mentor somebody?
Yes, I have actually.
What happened?
I think a lot of what has been said is what I also experienced in terms of the patience, commitment, and actually the will to actually achieve what they say they want to achieve. You know, it goes beyond saying you want to do something and then committing to doing that thing. So trying to take, should I say, the people through the process, they begin to think it's a bit too long, or they feel actually pulling their legs, but it actually isn't the case. And sometimes, I don't know how everyone feels, but to be honest, I want to believe everyone is at a certain stage in their life, but then even at that stage, they're still trying to figure themselves out. So it doesn't come out as though they have everything out. So sometimes I think it's also a good point to pass across to whoever we are mentoring or supporting that it's a process. We're all here trying to figure ourselves out, even though we've passed some levels or some stages. So that's what I also like to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll go to council. Hello, council. Mrs. Esuman. Okay, all right.
Thank you. I think they said it all. To put it into a few words, the biggest hurdle is the mind of the person, reorienting the person. You know, once you get past that hurdle, it gets easier in mentoring the people. But getting to that point where they appreciate that, okay, I need to learn this, I need to push myself, I need to pick this up, it's something that's going to be beneficial to me because of, depending on the stage at which you're mentoring the person, because of their upbringing, their cultural background, and their experiences, they come mostly formed. And so it's like you are retraining. So that's where the difficulty is. But once you get over that, it gets better.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think it's time I move to my second question. Is there any from Lesotho, or can I move to my second question? Okay, I think I can. So we've had, Echo.
Sorry, I was thinking that when we finish, we'll circle back and then talk about the challenge that the mentees are likely to have as well. Because myself as a mentee, I've had issues with mentors. You know, because the world is very different. Really, anybody in the ages of 40 to 60 and mentoring somebody below 25 or even 30 would definitely have issues, because how they see the world is very different from how the older people also see the world. So there's a bit of a mentor abuse where if we don't clearly define what the parameters are, and then within the certain specific parameters that we need to work, even as mentors, we tend to abuse our relationship as well. We're very passionate, driven young people, because amongst a lot of young people, you don't give credit to those who are also very passionate. There are some that are very driven, very passionate, and then mentors, some of them tend to slow them down because they didn't have those privileges that they had at that age. and then they feel that you're too much. So then sometimes it can also have that negative impact when mentors are not able to see even where the mentees are saying, and they don't know some of the things that mentees know that is driving the mindset that they have. So sometimes a mentor should also humble themselves to learn, because the fact that you've succeeded in one way does not mean that's the only way that that success can be attained. So we should also look at the negative effect that mentorship can have on mentees sometimes. So that's what I also wanted to add.
Thank you, Eko. There's a hand from Lesotho, so we'll go to Lesotho. Dimfo, we are back with you.
Okay, thank you. This has just caught me off guard. I meant to say, I think I've heard what everybody has had to say through the previous conversation. So I myself have been mentored. I think I was involved in this program last year. It was called Ataiso Main Masterclass. And the unfortunate part is that even though people had actually paid in order to participate in that program, I think we started off at a number of around 35. But by the end of last year, when we graduated, there was only around 11 people. So that says a lot. I mean, if people tend to have an issue with being mentored when they have actually paid something to be able to participate in such an initiative, and then still find it hard to actually engage and adhere to the program such that at the end of the day they gain something and actually receive certificates to that effect. So I think just like the previous speaker had just said, young people really like to have things microwaved, and it's a problem here because having to adhere to a certain timetable when you are told that perhaps on Saturdays at 9 a.m. there's a class or a mentorship class, and then or you find that people have other commitments other than the mentorship program itself. So I think it takes a lot to actually get young people to adhere to a mentorship program. So I think if the program could just try and find a way around that, things will go fine. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So today we are asking all these questions because the PBI platform is okay. So the PBI platform is based on the benefits of mentoring, the benefits of coming together, the benefits of networking. So we're picking your minds to make sure that we are not just another platform for mentoring, where we have the same problems repeating itself. From what you have mentioned today, we have problems with selection. Number one, selecting the right mentor to the right mentee. That's the first thing. Number two, we have structure, is that there's no structure for the mentorship program. And so something like maybe Eko mentioned that the mentee is supposed to show up at 10 a.m. Probably the mentee heard I'm supposed to show up at 10 a.m. this morning at 6:30, right? And so sometimes structure. And then also, if you cannot see, if you can't see the benefit of something, it's difficult to keep doing it. If, for instance, what you guys have mentioned also is showing the progress, right? So if we are able to support with showing the progress, then both the mentee and the mentor will see that, wait, we started from here, we are here, okay, we can keep going, right? And then something that Pastor Donna said was being able to cut off those who are not interested very quickly before you wear out both the mentee and the mentor. So we need to we're picking all these, we've written it down. We're going to make sure that we incorporate it in our PBI structure so that it is actually beneficial. We don't want to become another networking group. We don't want to become another, what's the name, mentorship program. That's not us. We connect people to make money. Thank you very much. I have a hand here.
Thank you very much, Elinam. what I would like to add to what that has been said is the element of orientation. A lot of the time you have mentors, and I think it's from both ends. You have mentors who do not try to understand where the mentees are coming from, because it's very easy for you to say, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that? But what we sometimes do not take cognizance of is how the person has been brought up, what the person's understanding of life is. Because it's just like trying to communicate to a Chinese person, because Elinam said she studied in China, Chinese person in Chi. You might be saying all the things that the person needs, but because the person does not understand, so there's a barrier. That barrier really needs to be broken. And just to add what to Mrs. Esuman said, in addition to the mind aspect is also the environment. And by getting to understand what environment, what kind of orientation the person has, you would then be able to say, okay, for this person, let's first of all diagnose what the problem is. Because you can have a mentee who's probably not reading or who's not doing what is expected of them, but it's basically the way they've been brought up. It plays a significant role. So my bit is in trying to establish that equilibrium, just so you have balance at both ends. It's getting to understand the orientation. Yeah.
Okay, so I will move on to my next question, and that has to do with the conference. So, PBL Lesotho, if you have been informed, we have a maiden conference that is happening in Ghana. It's around mentorship and mentoring, but this time it's based in the agricultural space. And so we have something we call the Farming for the Future seminar, which is going to, the theme of that seminar is unlocking opportunities in crop farming, aquaculture, and aquaculture for SMEs and startups. Right, that is the maiden conference, and it's happening in August from the 21st to the 24th of August at the Alisa Hotel. 3-day event. On the 4th day, we are visiting a farm to see how somebody has been able to take their idea from idea stage to production, and then they've been able to maximize it to see the full benefits of farming. The problem being in that a lot of people start farming and they leave it at farming. The thing comes out of the ground and you sell it, finish. But this is somebody who has been able to go from seed to farm to production and also to, what's the name, business after that. And so the Farming for the Future conference, we want to be able to establish certain things that will happen. Yeah, of course, we have to record the Zoom. But the Farming for the Future conference, we want to be able to establish certain things that will happen. You being here, you being in the industry, you being in business, what do you think are some of the things that are missing when it comes to the agricultural space? So you see that we invited a lot of people from agric here. This is the reason why. What do you think is missing in the agric space when it comes to from crop production to animal husbandry to aquaculture? I'll start and take questions from Lesotho. Answers from Lesotho or comments from Lesotho, and then I'll move to Ghana. So the question is, when it comes to the agricultural sector, what do you think is missing that can enhance the agricultural sector in Africa?
From Lesotho, I would say we are still lacking a lot of creativity and innovation, together with the safe space that allows or incubates those who want to venture into or commercialize their agriculture. And with that being said, I think PBI will have to play a role in terms of accelerating and scaling up the young farmers in Lesotho who have potential to actually scale up their production from the ideation, every value chain that needs to be filled, I think it's possible to be filled because agriculture is one of the 4 pillars that the country is actually focusing more on in terms of strategic development. So, with that being said, I think if we focus more on the innovation, bringing also the issues of technology, because they can ideate, they have solutions. The space is also matters, because if they don't have the space where they are incubated, it really says we will not be able to achieve what we want to achieve as a country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more from Lesotho? Okay. Ghana, please. Yes, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you. For me, I believe the problem is the processing or manufacturing side is not moving faster than the development side. Because what the farmers would really need now is to be more efficient in their production. If more mechanized farming techniques were made available, I don't even think the availability is the problem, it's the cost that's the problem. Where the average peasant farmer who is sharecropping on a plot of land, growing his yams for export, really doesn't have access to the tools he or she needs to be able to process his crop, to be able to even scale up to reach a larger market. So I believe if some strides were made to also focus the younger generation and also use our influence as entrepreneurs here today to kind of push more funding, push more attention to that region, it could help as a whole in even creating employment. Because what's the point in mentoring a young entrepreneur when there's no funding available to them, there's no opportunity available to them? So all these kind of contribute as a spillover effect that would overall, in the end, achieve the goal that, well, initiatives like PBI are trying to introduce. So I think those are my 2 cents on that point. Thank you.
Is it the food? You people are not clapping on. I'll take the food away. More wine for this table is coming. Please, more wine for this table.
Yeah, so for me, there are 3 things that we need to look at in terms of agribusiness or agricultural production. The first thing I want to say, something that is really lacking, is the fact that most of the time it's more of desire than real feeling that I really want to go in and do it. And I just want to be like Madame Mabel or processing fish and selling. That is the thinking. But the real deep thinking into it is where the issue is. So I will look at it from 3 basic levels. The first part is what I call commercialization, or the market part of agribusiness. Pink Berry is here. They only take the wings of chicken. So if I'm producing chicken and I'm targeting that market, it means that the other part of chicken, I have to also look at what I'll be doing with it. So if I have to supply them with that, then I have to look at what do I do with the other parts. I look at other restaurants. Yes, we are all producing chicken, but they are looking at something which is less than 1.2 kilos because of a special reason. So most of the things that are lacking, it's not because we don't have processors, we don't have this. Our ability to meet the demand. If you take Nestle, for example, they are looking at over 500 metric tons of maize in Ghana. But most of our maize are aflatoxin based. So they will not be able to really meet or take maize from us. Promasidor is here. I'm sure they take some products from here. They are supposed to take some products, but we cannot really meet their market. So the number 1 aspect is a deep analysis of what the market wants and be able to meet that market. The second part is that once you understand what the market wants, what technology will I use to do or meet that demand? That's where the issue of efficiency, the issue of making sure that you reduce costs and all that comes in. So that's also one analysis that we do not do very well. And once you identify the technology, the other aspect, which is the third one, is the finance. How do I finance that technology to be able to meet the market demand? So if you are not able to deeply work around these three things, whatever you do is just a desire. It's just for the social media to let people know that you are also in agribusiness. So for me, these are the three things that I believe we are lacking in terms of agribusiness. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to talk about post-harvest losses and post-harvest technology. When the first speaker started with processing, I thought he was going to finish for me, but he diverted into another area. But I think that we are not developing our industries. Well, Stephen is talking about we not being able to produce to farm enough to supply the industry. But at the same time, we see a lot of waste on the market. Go to our market, plantain gets rotten, avocado pear gets rotten. I mean, so many things. Tomatoes, by the time it gets to your house, it's half gone and all that. Transportation issues and all that. You speak with the farmers, they tell you that we produce, we turn it to the market, they send it back to us because they are spoiled. But meanwhile, all these things can be processed. I think Stephen, just this week we were talking about the same thing, that even banana, we could turn it into juices, into wines and all that. Everything that comes from the earth can be produced, can be processed into something. But we don't have the technology, we don't have the idea, and we don't have the means. The finance also comes in here. So we watch helplessly. But then if the industries are developing, it gives the farmer the encouragement also to produce more, because he knows that the road networks are good. My produce is being able to take, somebody or a company takes everything up and processes them, and then I get my money back, value for the effort that I put in the soil. So the next season, I produce more because I know I'm going to sell. But here's a situation where instead of rather producing more, we are rather producing less, because already we are fighting with climate issues and all that. So I think that we should also look at the post-harvest and minimizing the post-harvest losses through industrialization, and then also looking at funding. As for funding, there's almighty. Everybody talks about funding. I mean, wherever you go. But most importantly, I think we should look at it, because my little experience and tells me that if you plant something, nothing of it goes waste. I mean, the fish industry. If I process my tilapia into sausages, the skin can be turned into leather. The guts, it's fertilizer. The skills, I believe it's something for toothpaste. Bones, we know bones, what we can get from bones. So the moment I start production, nothing of it should go waste. So it gives the farmer, the fish farmer, also the energy also to produce more, because whilst I am producing my fish and my waste comes out, somebody also picks up my waste and it becomes a raw material for the person. But we don't have that information, the research and all that. I know food research now is coming up with a lot of innovative products that they are asking off-takers to also come for it and use. But the information is not going, it's not traveling far as we expect. So we should look at post-harvest, minimizing post-harvest losses, if not eradicating it, at least minimize it. And then as time goes on, I'm sure we'll be able to reach somewhere.
very much. We have a contribution from Lesotho, so we'll go to Lesotho.
Thank you very much. My name is Khatebeli. I want to say that, and I also want you to understand that 60% of Basotho people are farmers. And we have a saying that the agricultural sector is the backbone of the country. By so saying, I want to say that some of the things we lack in this country are mostly skills, resources, and I also think the fact that Lesotho allows the neighboring countries to import their agricultural products puts us where we are today in terms of the that is my input in this situation.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Any more from Ghana on agriculture? We've spoken today. Yes, we have a hand.
Yes, hello. Yes, the little contribution I also want to add is that in Ghana, another factor that affects farming or agriculture is the way agriculture or farming is being packaged, the way we see agriculture. The youth tend to see, we tend to see agriculture to be some kind of the job for the aged. There are many times, many places, or even this, most of these in-country programs. For instance, National Best Farmer. Most of the time, the best farmer or the agriculture program, you see that is being awarded to or rewarded to this aged, some old man be somewhere being judged the best farmer of the year. You see, so they see this agriculture to be some kind of, I remember one colleague once told me to be unsexy. The agriculture is not a sexy career. In a sense that it's comparing it to somebody from the banking, somebody from the engineering aspect, or somebody working in some kind of official. So you advise him to enter into agriculture. You see it to be some kind of, going to do and coming out with you being sand and everything. So I think one problem, one major challenge of agriculture in Ghana is the way we package agriculture or the way we package farming as a career. Thank you so much.
My dear gentleman, I'm an award winner. Do I look like an old lady?
I love it.
I want to see your face. Where are you?
He's in the corner there.
He's in the corner. Do I look like an old lady? you see, that is what we think. But last month I was in a seminar. And it's aquaculture seminar, and they were mostly youth, and you'll be amazed the kind of thinking and the kind of discussions that we held there. They all youth. There were only two of us who were, I should say, old in that seminar, matured. Okay, and so let us not put that in our mind that we portray. Well, sometimes I agree. A friend of mine even said that. When you see the billboards, you see the man in the tattered clothes with the pregnant woman with the baby at the back and dragging another baby, carrying the pot. But then if it's a bank, you see the car and all that. Well, he has a point there, but by and large, when you go in, we have a lot of youth. I think even the Farmers Award, they have the youth category also in it. And there are so many awards that come up which recognizes the youth in farming. So let's open our eyes well. We'll see the youth picking awards and all that.
I'll take one from here, then I go to Lesotho and come back.
Okay. So honestly, I agree with him to some extent, even though organizations like KIC is changing the narrative. I mean, currently, I work with KIC as a consultant, and I know that a lot of the
Please, what is KIC?
Oh, sorry, Cosmos Innovation Center. Cosmos Innovation Center. They are doing amazing work. And currently, with the support from MasterCard Foundation, they are helping thousands and thousands of people, even introducing back into high schools and, high schools, the backyard farming concept, with blue skies and all that. So, I mean, when we're growing up, we had all that. And then, but the truth is, it has to be an intentional political agenda to really move agriculture to a point where it's not just about small-scale farming and subsistence farming anymore. You see, the youth of today, we like money. And anything that actually has the numbers would be attractive to us. It doesn't matter if you have to go and sleep there, but we'll make money at the end. We don't produce the numbers. The numbers on agriculture is not published. All right? What is her net worth? Okay, if we know how rich she is, she doesn't have to convince us. We'll go into agriculture. Just like now, parents are pushing kids into football. Football was for Kubolo boys then. But now, they are rich. So youth will go into it. So I think that, first of all, it has to be a national agenda to really move agriculture to a state where it has enough investments. When you look at a company like Chocho Tractor, right, that's a very small company, but then now they are doing wonders in other countries beyond Ghana. They're actually making more impact in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and all those countries because the government is intentional about giving them opportunities for growth, and giving them access to markets, access to the farms. They went to Nigeria, they had a database of thousands and thousands of farmers that they could easily work with. But in Ghana, just getting the database of the over 1 million farmers, it's mostly just on paper. So, one, an intentional national agenda to actually promote farming and the investment of not just farming, but then the entire agribusiness value chain in a way that is attractive to young people, and also properly PRing promoting farmers, and then farming and agriculture as a viable career that has the potential to make young people rich. You see, any other way, we won't go there. Because at the end of the day, when you go to catering, right, where they actually use the produce, there are a lot of young people there. I mean, the cake makers, the food people, and they are really doing well. And as long as we can see it translating into their life and they are driving the Jaguars and all that, a lot of people will go into it. So let the market determine it, but let the government drive, because the government has the biggest money, right? So if they are ordering the biggest contracts, they are putting money into where they're supposed to, and especially investing in those things that a lot of people who want to start the agribusiness will not be able to go into, the tractors, and then those kinds of mechanization stuff. Then we would also want to come into it because now it's easier to go into agriculture. So yeah, I agree with him and I agree with you as well, but the packaging is not the best yet.
Okay, so I'll go to Lesotho, then I'll come to Done. Stephen, do you have a contribution to what he said? Okay, so I'll go to Lesotho, then I'll come to Stephen, Done, and then I'll come to Mr. Isuman, right? All right, so Lesotho. Over to you, Joe Latte. There was a hand in Lesotho.
Okay, thank you very much, Elnam. Thing is, I totally love the gentleman who just spoke right now. He actually said a lot of things that I wanted to bring to the table. But also, I feel like being that intentional should also affect the way we export and import products in our respective countries. Because, like the gentleman previously said, who talked about Lesotho, Lesotho used to rely on agriculture very much. But now we export more than we can, in fact, we import more than we can export. And beyond that, you find that people who do have good produce, they do not have the market, they do not have platforms of sales. And beyond that, I love a lady who talked about the post activities after harvest. What happens then? Lesotho used to be so good. There used to be agriculture used to be so popular, but unfortunately now with all this with this difference of imports and exchange, and exports, then that's where we have a problem. You have products, but you don't know where you're going to sell them. You have products, but you don't know what else has to come after that. Or sometimes you do know what can come after that, but the problem is you don't have the machinery, you don't have enough land to continue doing what you have to do. And beyond that, we have a problem that we need to fix, especially when we market agriculture as a whole. Like Mess said, she mentioned that all the time you'll find billboards where agriculture is portrayed as an activity for people who only have it as the last option. But we need to restructure the manner in which we market agriculture such that people understand that this can be something I can be passionate about. It should be something people understand that this is something that shouldn't be my plan C if then my get rich quickly schemes don't work, or if those ideas that are said to be popular at the moment, like selling clothes or social media presence in a certain way, fail. It has to be something that we are intentional with taking to social media and then creating beautiful videos, beautiful pictures, as well as making people see how interesting it is to go to start the journey until we have our harvest. And also, I feel like as agriculture people, maybe our work is not only in the fields. The work as well goes as far as being able to package and market your product such that it attracts people. Because with the presence of big markets such as Pick and Pay, I don't know if there's Pick and Pay there, but we have Pick and Pay, we have ShopRite, we have Enriched stores. These are big markets that can take the produce and sell it. But now, unfortunately, because of the low produce, because of the demotivation, because of the misrepresentation, because of lack of machinery, skills, and all that, now we find ourselves having to accept goods that come from other countries while we still have the ability here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'll come back for Stephen to react to what Echo said, and then I'll go to Done, and then I'll go to Mr. Suman. Okay, Stephen.
Yeah, I just want to respond and to say that I want to speak to the heart of Echo and my other friend who spoke earlier. You know, the agribusiness value chain is huge, it's big, and you choose where you want to be. As I said earlier, you choose it based on the market. So you can decide that, look, I only want to be in research. I only want to be providing information on prices every day. Tell people that Makola, this is the maize price, this is the soya price. You can do that and still make money out of it. Just by letting people subscribe to it, you can make money. That's agriculture. You can decide to be like our madam, who will be providing inputs to people and still dress like a sexy suit and everything and still be in there. You can also decide to be like us, be in the piggery or the poultry or be on the farm, dirty and the rest, you still make your money. You can still decide to be an aggregator. What we produce, you go around, mob all the resources available and send to, let's say, our friend Chicken Man or the friend there and make sure that they have their produce. You can decide to be at the warehouse where you develop warehouses for people to come and store their things. You can decide to be at the cold store where we produce and we bring it to you. You go to Kwando Toko, they bring all the fish and everything. Where do they store it? You can decide to do anything in the agri business sector. It's not necessarily only government who can project agri for the youth. What we are doing here is part of it. ACCRA has a lot of followers. He can start projecting agri for the youth. People will start looking at it. All he has to do is to make sure he has the right information and be able to do that. Government, for me, may not necessarily be able to do everything. We should also be part of it. We should look at it intentionally, partner with government to make sure that it's well packaged and is promoted so that everybody takes part of it. It shouldn't only be government. All of us here have a responsibility. We all eat. During COVID, everything was off, but we were all eating. So let's note that and be sure that we have a role to play. That's all that I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you. Go to Done. Not to.
All right, thank you very much, and a lot of very, very important points have been made. I want to illustrate my point by saying that, I grow mushrooms, but on a very small scale. And recently, government wanted to use mushroom. They want to can mushroom. So I think there's some investors, there's some collaboration going on. And the tonnage that they need is huge. So it means that the change, it will affect everybody. But one of the things I've realized is that when you add a little bit of politics, it's like a dye, you corrupt the whole thing. So you want to do this good thing, but you want to have so much leverage on it politically. So, people who are not deep into politics will shy away. I, for instance, I can't show my face in politics. You can't use my factory to do politics. It's not good for what I do. So one of the cardinal things I've realized is that as much as government is the largest expenditure, they should try and depoliticize some of these cardinal institutions. When it comes to food, it doesn't know political colors. So once you begin to pollute it, it affects a lot of people. When it comes to health, it doesn't know political colors. You understand? And the second thing is that there are already established groups. So when we want to spend large, we should identify the groups. Like the fishery. Don't go and look for people, party food soldiers, and give them the money. Whilst there are established groups that can actually do the work. There are people who are willing to do the work. They're already on the field. Then you go and give money to people who have no knowledge. I'm speaking from experience. They have no idea. And then they will come and sell you the contract for you to go and implement. It doesn't work like that. So our leaders, if they are listening or if they will listen, please, when it comes to health and agriculture, let the businessmen or the technocrats, let them run it the way they know how. They are looking for huge tonnage of mushrooms. And even to just test their machines, they can't get. And they won't get. Because the groups that you are supposed to use, you are not acknowledging them. We will rather export and make money. And people will not eat mushroom here. God forgive us. But that is the reality, because as my brother said, it is money. Mushroom out there brings a lot of money. And we have that knowledge. Government doesn't have that knowledge. We do. So use us, and we would make sure that it functions well. The next thing I realized was that in Nigeria, there was a time they decided not to import rice. See what happened? They just produced the rice themselves. And they started growing it. Look at our poultry industry. I don't know how many tonnage we import. But I can tell you, I was listening to a documentary on one of the stations. We have the ability, we have the capacity, we have the men to produce enough in this country. If we can just cut
we just produce 5% of our poultry needs. And we are importing everything because we need we want quick money from the ports. Because we need quick money on taxes, we can make quick money there. But the long-term effect is disheartening. We can feed our people through this our poultry industry without stress. I've spoken enough.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to Mr. Suman, and then we can move to the last question for this section.
All right, thank you very much. And I think a lot has been said today, and I think that with the seminar coming up, this will be a good platform for many people to really take advantage to learn and know what is really happening in the agri space. I just wanted to touch a bit more about what government that is currently doing, because I realized that ACCRA was, saying that government needs to do a little bit more. And
it was jabbing government.
Just to add a bit of context, there's a lot of incentives that government currently has available in the agri space. There are a lot of laws that have been passed, even though, and I agree with my brother as well, who talked about politicizing some of the efforts of government, because this project like the 1D, 1F, for example, we believe that this is a very good initiative. 1D, 1F stands for one district, one factory. And if this is really an agenda that is pushed and is well implemented, it could definitely change the landscape of agriculture in our country. Most importantly, I think we just have to bear in mind that, there is a food insecurity, or let me say a food crisis that is, lurking on the African continent. Lesotho, I know, for example, have been in agriculture for many years. I'm sure some of those who are present on this Zoom call, your parents were into agriculture, some of you are into agriculture. But if in Ghana here we have to ask ourselves, how many of us, our parents, were they into agriculture? I can bet you that less than 50%, less than even 20% of us, parents were in agriculture. So we haven't seen, people around us in that space. So sometimes it becomes a bit difficult for us to, move into those areas. But there's a lot you can do in a space, and I think a lot has been said in that regard, so there'll be no need to repeat all of that. So I think it's very important for all of us to know what the government is already doing, try to do our own research to find information available, because we've mostly spoken about challenges. But I think there's a lot of opportunity and money to be made with the challenges that we've discussed here today. I've heard so many things, so many ideas have even come to my mind already about how to even make money. So please, let's not just talk about challenges. Let's find ways, let's find solutions, and then make money from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suman. You said my favorite thing, making money. Because I like spending it. So, Lovetta.
Thank you, Elena. So I want to start by sharing my experience. For about a year, I worked with a new factory in Sunyani, Mantukwa, to be precise. And this was a factory set up by KNUST. We literally started the factory from scratch. All there was a building. The machines came in while we were there, and we went to the farms trying to get fruits and everything. Now, from my experience there, I realized that when certain fruits are in season, they are really abundant. Now, that's where there is post-harvest loss. The other thing is that even when we brought them to the factory, they were not processed at the pace they were supposed to be because the machinery wasn't sufficient. And mind you, this was a machine that came from the Netherlands. We brought them to Ghana to process the food. Now, that exposed one of the challenges to me, which is innovation, because we have a lot of young people who think agriculture is not attractive. They forget that the agricultural chain is very long and so diverse. It's not just about going to the farms, getting dirty, but also midway, how are we transferring the produce to edibles or processing it further? And there is Blue Carrot here, she probably does juice. What the factory was doing was juice processing. There was waste coming out, There were some of the fruits, we couldn't actually juice them really well because the machine was not good enough. And we looked further, we couldn't find any help. We were trying to go under 1D, 1F, we couldn't find help because they thought it was not attractive enough. But really, what they were looking for was for us to be more innovative. And I think that's where the pain point is for me, because there are lots of young people. I get people approach me because of governance. They say they want to start a fintech. And they have the know-how. They can develop machinery, the software, everything involved. But a lot of young people would rather go into fintech or finances because, I mean, we all like money, right? So I think that is where PBI comes in for me, that how are we inspiring the youth to be attracted to agriculture, especially when it comes to innovation? That's the key word for me when it comes to farming. So I think we have to look at that. And also, in terms of the government, I believe that when they see these innovations, also when they bring it up themselves, I mean, private-public partnership, it comes to play here. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lovetta. I don't see any hand from Lesotho, but I would like to mention that the reason for the seminar is for all the things you have said. We are asking about challenges today because we want to use the seminar to propose solutions. And what's the best way to get content but to get it from those who are already in the space? So I'm going to go to the quiet table, that I call it, and I'm going to go direct to Glyco, and then I'm going to go to Promasidor. The reason being that there is, when we talk about post-harvest losses, there is something in, well, when I'm doing business that I call my safety net, which is insurance. And I want to find out if there's insurance for the agric industry to support farmers, especially when it comes to these post-harvest issues, or if there is space for it to be discussed. If it doesn't exist, is there space for it to be discussed so that we can see how we can bring people who can get involved to get involved. And then I'll go to Promasidor because I want to talk about how the production, the farmers, can get to the users, the consumers, and in what way can the synergy between these two be created? One, that there is, I won't say trust, but there is a platform where the word of the consumer can be relied on by the producer, and then we can bring maybe the capital, Glyco capital, in the middle to enable the farmer to produce to the consumption capacity of the consumer. Because it's very scary when you're in business and you want to increase your production, but you don't have access to the right market. And so those are the two questions that I want to throw to two specific people, because I want to know those things, and it's part of the seminar. So let's hand over to Glyco, and if there's anybody in Lesotho that wants to talk about agric insurance, and then also partnership between producers and consumers in such a way that we can provide a stable platform to give producers confidence to increase their production capacity, I'll be willing to hear about it from Lesotho. But for now, we are in Ghana with Kweku and team, and then also Gideon. All right?
Thank you, Elinor. I think you've put me on the spot here. An opportunity to market my, should I say, the institution I work with. So Glyco is an insurance and financial services group, of course, and there's a Glyco General Insurance, which would definitely take care of all non-life insurance needs of customers and institutions. Now, when it comes to agri-insurance, I'd first say Glyco General handles that in their unit with reinsurance partners, very well experienced in the agribusiness space, since it's a very peculiar nature of business. So I think I'll leave that for now and definitely be open to. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely be open to giving or pointing the direction to the individuals within the business to be engaged.
So it exists.
Yeah. So okay. No, 100%. It does
right.
exist, and Glyco does provide that insurance cover.
Awesome.
Now, to the second one, you talked about capital. So I sit with Glyco Capital, the investment banking asset management side of the business, should I say subsidiary of the Glyco Group. So now what we do at Glyco Capital is to manage funds of institutions and individuals, high net worth, all the way to basically providing to all customers. Now, the opportunity to invest comes with what is available on the market. We tend to find ourselves as the bridge between the haves and then the ones that want. So we look for the opportunity, we assess the opportunity, and then we present a paper to the various investors we think would be interested. Now, there's something called capital raising. Looking at agribusiness, I wouldn't sit here today and say I know quite a lot of people that have the capital and the patience to invest in agribusiness, but we definitely do have partners in that space globally, from Colombia to South Africa. So I'm also very happy to sit down with whoever, or sit down with PBI to structure something and introduce to my partners. Thank you.
Money. All right. Sorry.
Hi, thank you very much, Elinam. Also on the spot, but that's fine. I mean, when it comes to the area of FMCG, and I'm going to speak about what we do as Promasidor, we're the producers of Cowbell, Onga, Yamvita, infant cereal as well. Especially in this current dispensation, economic landscape, local content is what almost all of these players want, because you're talking the issue of Forex. Today, it's very expensive trying to import products. I was having a conversation with Kweku just some couple of minutes ago about how today in fact, I dare say all FMCG that are into the bullions import salt. We import salt from a country close to Lesotho, Botswana. You're either getting salt from Botswana, Namibia, Egypt, and that's a lot of Forex. It's very easy for people to assume that, but we've got a big salt mines in the country. I personally engage Electrochem, and Electrochem is the salt mining firm from, I think, we know Magdan. So Magdan got that concession and he established the Electrochem. We had a conversation with them about, hey, you know what, we're looking at local contents, see the possibilities of having to pick salt from your end. But it's an issue of specification, and that's, I'm sure Echo can even speak more to that. You don't just use any form of raw materials. I mean, it needs to meet the standards that are approved by the regulatory body. Same for the maize. It's not just any kind of maize that you use for an infant cereal. Even still, again, with the bullions, when you're talking about pepper, it's not just any form of pepper that you want to use. So the issue of capacity is very important. I can gladly say, and I dare say this for all the manufacturing firms, that if we had capacity and also quality, I mean, having raw materials that meet the standards of these production firms, will gladly go for it. So if farmers are able to meet those standards and capacity, why not? Today, Pambros, as a salt mining firm, is able to meet the standard, but do they have the capacity? That's a big question mark. They are unable to meet the demands of the market. So the opportunity to work with the farming community is there. No two ways about that. I have been working on a borehole project, and we've been constructing boreholes in some very remote communities, and these are predominantly farming communities. Look, when you embark on this journey and come back, you definitely have to go and see a masseuse, because the roads are bad. Somewhere last year, we went to a village in Techiman South, and apparently this is where all the Techiman yams come from. It would surprise you to know that they had to put logs
for us to drive the trucks on, drive the vehicles on. Then the simple question that came to mind was, how do they get their produce out there? Can you talk about commercializing this farm? I mean, it becomes a very big question mark. And you ask yourself, how are they getting support from governments, the district offices, and what have you? So for us as FMCG players, we're more than ready, especially in this dollarized economy, we're more than ready to explore local content. Only if they are able to meet the standards that are required. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very enlightening. So I picked a good bet when I put them on the spot. We've heard very interesting things. Thank you so much. Do we have any contributions from Lesotho coming in from the consumers or coming from agri-finance and agri-insurance? Okay, all right. So we hand over to Lesotho. There's a contribution from Lesotho. Okay. Ms. Impini.
Oh, hi, Elinam. The thing is, in Lesotho, we do have insurance companies that insure farmers. They insure against death or attack by predators. They insure against accidents. They insure against natural disasters. We have snow in Lesotho, so yeah, that is a very big challenge to farmers in the mountains. But you'd find that most farmers are not sensitized with the importance of having insurance. They see it as waste. They'll say these people are just taking our monies for good for nothing. So I think that's another important thing to sensitize the farmers and make them aware of the importance of insurance. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, Kofi, can I have the concept note? That is the last thing, and then we are done. So we are sharing the concept note. Please take me to the days, the different days. Yes, thank you. So this is the concept note that we have for the event. And on the day one, we want to talk about unlocking opportunities in the in farming and aquaculture, which is why I asked the questions about what are the opportunities that are in agriculture. So we are looking at having this session. We will be sending this document to you to have a look at, to go through, advise us on where we should focus on. We will have another focus group, a smaller one obviously, and talk to some of the key partners here to see where we can position this conference in such a way that it is beneficial to those who come, to the companies that show up, and we are able to do the right links as we have spoken about today. And then can I go to day 2, please? On day 2, we'll be interested in women in agriculture because we all know that majority of the agric business in Ghana, the primary producers are women, and so we are looking at focusing on that. But the most interesting thing on the day 2 is that we are giving the opportunity to businesses that are already established in agriculture to pitch their business. Pitch their business to be able to pitch their business to be able to win grants invested in their business, and then we'll have mentorship sessions. The day 3 is only master classes, specific classes that will address these different topics. So if you go down, we have the building sustainable and profitable business in agric. So ECHO, this is where we will be showing the numbers on what money you can make from investing in certain businesses. And then the other masterclass will be agricultural producers and manufacturers, how we can encourage people to become manufacturers in agriculture and enable us to reduce the post-harvest waste that we are having. And then the third masterclass will be innovations in agriculture. So just like Kweku and his team said, we'll be talking about innovation in agriculture. This mushroom farming. Okay, let's forget about the machines they're bringing in. What machine can we do here in Ghana? Because funny enough, I don't understand why nobody does this, but our technical schools are very good. If you show them the video of the thing that you want to produce, they will produce it for you. Yes, and so it's very interesting, and I think that's the reason why we have this day, to be able to expose producers to these kind of innovations that are available on this continent. You don't have to pay anything, no forex involved. And then the day 4, like I said, we'll tour the agricultural facility. So my final question today is, what do you think we can add to this to make this more solid? And what kind of partnership would you want to have with us, seeing that this is what we are going to do to make sure that, one, maybe it aligns with your goals and you want to be involved in it, either as a speaker, as a mentor, as a sponsor. I will be very grateful. As a masterclass host, I will be very grateful to take your comments on this. Thank you. Bismarck, are we still with Lesotho? Okay, and from Lesotho, please. Okay. Can we hear somebody from Lesotho? Okay, all right. We don't have anything from Lesotho.
Hi, Elena.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, okay. For us as Lesotho, I think we'll have to sit down with our partners first and see how we can support the activity in terms of having our young people over there to attend the conference. And since PBI is still new, I volunteer to help them to source the funds that will ensure that at least we have representation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You should see my dance. I don't know if they recorded the dancing. I was doing a dance for you people. I'll go and add the prayers to it. Hey, anyone's from Ghana? We have a partner. Any more? Any mentors? Anybody want to be a mentor? Anybody wants to have a masterclass with us? I know somebody talked about 1D, 1F. Anybody wants to come and tell us more about the 1D, 1F? Anybody wants to tell us more about the stats in agric? Anybody want to talk about the standards that the consumers want us to produce too? Okay, we have one in Ghana.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I would like to support this beautiful initiative with 5 cartons of my fertilizer. That is 60 liters of fertilizer, Avonia organic fertilizer.
I'm dancing. No, this dance is not free. As you are seeing the dance, there you are. It doesn't have to be. Also, you can go home and think about it. Do we have a hand here? Yes, we have a hand. We have a hand. Where is the mic? I'll use my own.
Okay, so ARIA will come in with mentorship and maybe a lot more package because ARIA, like our Greek, the value chain is long. We have academia in our midst, we have journalists, we have processors, we have farmers, aggregators, and all that. We've talked about the mentorship that I know for sure. We'll have mentors for you. And then maybe master class, I'll find out whether we can also have one or two speakers also.
Thank you, thank you. The quiet table is still quiet. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Any more from Lesotho? So we're so excited. Thank you. This is just today. I know some of you have to go back and think about it, talk to your companies, talk to your groups, see what you can come up with. But those who have said something today, I am so grateful. This is the last bit. Oh, we have a hand from Lesotho. Okay, let's go.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Itumeleng Mukobi from Lesotho, and I run a series of businesses in the country, and I would absolutely love to provide mentorship in the program through my businesses.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm still dancing. I'm still dancing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, any more? Because my time is up and I've come to the end of the program. But the last bit, this is the last bit, and then we can pray, network, eat some more. There's still more drink because we brought bottles. We brought bottles of juice and water. Bare bottles. Okay, also wine. Also wine, but we bought bottles. So please, if there's no more contributions from Ghana and Lesotho, it is my honor and my pleasure to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart, to say a big thank you to everybody that was here, from the media to the production team, especially to Soho and the White Restaurant. They have been amazing to us to allow us to use this space. And then please remember that we have this seminar coming up on the 21st to the 24th of August. Make the time in your calendar and come. It's going to be, I won't say one of a kind, but it's going to be spectacular. We are aiming to do something different and do something that will last long because sustainability is our goal. So, Lesotho team, I see that you've already started a party. We are going to start ours here. As you can see, our place is set up to jam. So we're going to be jamming. I'll send you photos of me. Oh, whoa, we have a contribution? Okay, before I say goodbye, there's a contribution.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Mudisi Rastello. I am a youth leader in this country. I lead the organization of young people called Bachasha Dao. I'm the chairperson of the movement.
Okay.
So, apart from that, I also help young people with technicality of writing proposal for funding and proposal for loans and bursaries from the financial institutions. That's what I can give to young people for mentorship in this program.
Thank you so much. You have free business development and proposal writing. Oh my God. The dance is natural. It's natural. Okay. Thank you. All right. Today has been an amazing day. Thank you, Lesotho team. My amazing Dimfo, Senate, Mahau, Miss Impini. They're amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. You guys did a great job. And to the team here in Ghana, Bismarck, Lavetta, Kweku, I said Kweku, Kofi, of course I got your name wrong, Kofi, and everybody that worked in the background, and to all those that came here today, from Ecolab to Donne to my own Stephen that I invited on short notice, and he still made it. Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you. To Echo, the amazing Echo, who's always motivating people. To our lovely ladies from the ACCRA group, and then also from Blue Carrot, to Mr. and Mrs. Suman for gracing the occasion, to all the media that is present, to Promasidor, to Glyco, and to everybody that made it. To the young people who are already in agriculture that made it, thank you so much. We are looking forward to having you at the next event, which is the 21st to the 24th of August at the Alisa Hotel in Accra, Ghana. It's an agric-based seminar that is looking at pushing agricultural investment in Ghana by inspiring young people to join the agricultural supply chain, and also helping those who are already in the space to develop their businesses, helping businesses who are already in the space to optimize their business using our consultants, and then finally helping businesses who need funding and investment by maximizing their reach through PBI. It has been an amazing evening today. You guys have been wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and I am glad for the selection of people that came. So as we started with God, we will end with God. And I will invite Pastor Donne to take us home with a closing prayer.
Praise the Lord. We want to thank God. We began with God. As I said in the beginning, where 2 or 3 are gathered in His name, He's there. We thank God for a successful program, and we ask that the presence of God goes with us. Moses knew God, but he said, if your presence does not go with us, we are not going. We ask for the abiding presence of God to continue with us, stimulate our thinking, and bring us illumination at every juncture of our lives. We pray that this vehicle will bring glory and honor to His name. I pray for health for all of you. Whatever you are seeking, like so, you might be seeking your donkeys, but I speak over your life that God will make you kings and queens in your endeavors. In the mighty name of Jesus, whatever small thing you have started with your hand, may God bring an enlargement onto it in Jesus' name. May God connect you to the right people and the right places. May the wealth of this nation gravitate towards you, and may your feet cross barriers because you have sought the Lord in your endeavors. The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord cause His face to shine upon you, and let the shalom of God be resident even in your heart. In Jesus' name, amen.
Bye. And please, we are taking pictures right here, so please join me to take pictures. I want to remember you. I want to make sure that we have a good memory. All right, ladies and